This episode of Vent is brought to you by thoseshirts.com. Right shirts done right. Hey, welcome to Vent with Michelle Malkin. On the front burner today, a non-hysterical look at the NSA. Those moonbat media elites are at it again. They just weren't satisfied with blowing the lid off one top-secret terrorist monitoring program and another secret program to detain suspected terrorists. Now they're blabbing about a classified data collection agreement between private phone companies AT&T, Verizon, and BellSouth and the National Security Agency. The headlines are aghast with new charges of domestic spying, domestic spying. These crusading left-wing newspapers are trying to instill fear and loathing in the hearts of Americans about the nation's counterterrorism programs. It's a clear attempt to derail the CIA chief nomination of General Michael Hayden, a former NSA head. While the media blowhards perform their civil liberties Chicken Little dance in an attempt to boost their sagging circulation and sabotage the war on terror, we here at Hot Air decided to take our first Friday field trip to Fort Meade, Maryland, home of the National Security Agency and the National Cryptologic Museum, to learn more about the patriots who work in secret to keep America safe. The NSA was established in November 1952 under Harry Truman and is responsible for securing the nation's communications while exploiting foreign signals intelligence. Its code-breaking functions cover radio, internet, and other intercepted forms of communication. Code makers at NSA secure communications for military and diplomatic missions and all other sensitive, confidential, or secret government communications. Thanks to the NSA, the President's communications are protected, as are war planners on the front line discussing operations or sharing critical intelligence. Legions of NSA mathematicians, linguists, engineers, and computer scientists have dedicated their careers to inventing new technology, preventing conflict, shortening wars, and saving lives over the last half-century. The NSA and its partner, the Central Security Service, carry on the cryptanalysis work pioneered by colleagues in predecessor agencies. These brilliant employees were responsible for breaking many World War II codes and ciphers, like Imperial Japan's diplomatic Purple Code. This is the Army's first analog machine used to decrypt purple enciphered messages, on display at the National Cryptologic Museum. The machine solved the famous 14-part message telling the Japanese ambassador to break relations with the U.S. on December 7th at 1 p.m. Although it arrived on the night prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese didn't decipher it until after noon on December 7th and were unable to present it to the U.S. until after 2 o'clock. The Signal Intelligence Service, using this analog, had decrypted the message by 5 a.m. Unfortunately, it contained no military information concerning an attack, just an end to diplomatic relations. War was clearly imminent, but the message lacked details. Later on, American codebreakers broke the Japanese Navy fleet code known as JN-25B. It led to victory at the Battle of Midway, the turning point in the Pacific. Knowing Midway would be attacked, our troops were able to adjust their forces and combat the attack head-on. In the European theater, the Allies' ability to read the Enigma-coded messages and act on that information shortened the war by as many as 2 years, saving thousands of Allied and Axis lives. From World War II, through the Cold War, and now the War on Terror, silent sentinels working in cryptology and national defense have served this country honorably and heroically, including 153 military and civilian cryptologists who gave their lives for our security. Throughout our history, America's leaders have understood the need for secrecy in intelligence gathering. Hanging on the wall at the National Cryptologic Museum are these sage words from Founding Father George Washington. The necessity of procuring good intelligence is apparent and need not be further urged. All that remains for me to add is that you keep the whole matter as secret as possible, for upon secrecy success depends in most enterprises of the kind, and for want of it they are generally defeated. Much of the current hysteria over the NSA stems from historical ignorance about its mission and its successes. but those who work for the agency suffer no such memory loss. As you enter the National Cryptologic Museum, there's a scorched concrete remnant of the outer wall of the Pentagon encased in glass. Etched on the side are reminders from President Bush that, quote, "Some victories will be won outside of public view, in tragedies avoided and threats eliminated," unquote, and also the vow he made on 9/11, "None of us will ever forget this day." Nearly 5 years into the war, media blabbermouths and government leakers have. Till next event, I'm Michelle Malkin for Hot Air. And remember, loose lips sink ships.